Good morning, good morning, good morning. The content presented on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. All opinions expressed are solely those of the presenter and are based on publicly available information. Investing and trading involve risks, including the potential loss of principal. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. Once again, good morning, peoples. Good morning. All right, Bitcoin still holding at our support level this morning, but a very, very, very choppy weekend. We have been up, we've been down, we've been above 60, we've been below 60. We had a nice little run on Friday. Um, Considering that we did have a very heavy options expiry day on Friday. It's something I did forget to mention on Friday with you guys, as I said that I was looking for a long on Friday, and longs, in my opinion, were the place to be looking. We had a lot of profit taken, so we did see price get a temporary bounce to the upside. I am currently holding no positions right now. No positions, no longs, no shorts. I closed everything out last night. And I'm just gonna give the market a little bit of time because it's like a fish out of water right now, just doing whatever, whatever, whatever. So I'm okay with sitting on my hands and missing out on these moves for now. But still holding support down here nonetheless. We wicked through it a little bit, but we're still holding on to this zone. It's gonna be kind of difficult to get us through here. We have to really see a flush. Um, really see a flush in the market. Let me push back to a weekly time frame right here so I can just kind of see where we're at. Yeah. Still haven't tapped into this golden pocket. This is the index chart, and I'm very sure we haven't. I do use the magnet when I draw out everything, and yeah, we're still avoiding that right now. Do got that VWAP sitting down below. This is the VWAP from the largest volume spike that we had from our low here back in 2022. And you can see how that lines up perfectly here with the golden pocket and the momentum ray that I have plotted here. So holding on for dear life. We are holding on for dear life. Um, let's see. Uh, there's anything else in here? I'm just trying to match the energy. Just trying to match the energy of what we have going on down here with what we have going on up here in the chart. We have been rejecting from the value area low. If you hadn't noticed, we have been rejecting from here. I can slide this out a little bit more, like so. But this has been our rejection point. I know on Thursday when we initially lost it, and then we started getting the pushes back up here. We have not been able to reclaim back above that. So we want to see that happen. But so far, it's been consistent rejections. I've actually been shorting from here again, though I'm not in any positions right now. But every time I've seen us come into here, I have been shorting this little level right here. Let me see something here. Okay. Look like we may reclaim it today. We'll see how that goes. I don't have any really new data that I can share with you. The platform that I'm using really it requires the market to open up for me to see a couple of other things that I want to see in here right now. Let's see. The next 2 weeks so far, they seem to appear a little lighter on, contracts, calls, and puts. Seem to be a lot lighter as opposed to when we do get into July. So the weekend in the 17th is gonna be a lot heavier, um, than what we have right now. Right now, we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of contracts for the end of this week. Yeah, not heavy, not heavy, but still puts are in control, so shorts are still very much in control. Again, like I said, we had a lot of people taking profit on Friday, so we did see a bounce on Friday, and as they were taking profit on Friday, what may have felt like a squeeze was actually not a squeeze, it was actually dealers buying spot because at this point now they have to cover their shorts. So the bias is still strongly short at the moment, but, um whatever direction I end up seeing for today is what I'm gonna go with, and right now, it's confusing as crap. Tell you the truth, it's just confusing right now. Um, I think we picked up a little bit more volume in here. Actually, let me delete that one. I just makes it easier for me to do it this way. Nope, it's still the largest volume. Uh, We could be ending something right here. So how we got this break above here and we started to go, I put this here just in case we're gonna get that drop yesterday, a bigger drop yesterday than what we got here. Um, we could be doing something ending in here. I'm gonna do it like this now because uh we did break through here. Definitely should I do it from here? I wonder, would it look better from here? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna drop this trend line right here. Uh, Yes, I had an alert set on that. Yes, delete it. So I'm actually gonna delete that volume. Uh, there. Maybe just liquidity points I'm waiting on right here. I'm gonna turn that off and adjust these zones right here. I have marked off that once price does get into here, which we're a long way from that happening right now. We're just gonna have a straight gap up from that point. And I think that gap up persists all the way up into that point there. So, let's see. I think maybe one more slide out, and that's it here. Um, but pretty strong resistance now here around the low here. And again, that is the value area low, as I mentioned before. Well, actually, it's aligning with that value area. Uh, I'm getting this little pump right now. Um, I did notice that we were putting in some bullish divergence on the 15-minute time frame. I did peek that in here. Like you can see all through here, we was putting in some bullish divergence. It's really hard to believe what you get on the weekends, but we did put in some here. Um, I played around a little bit last night. I took a long right here. I didn't take any profit. And then when price came down, I actually ended up getting stopped out of the position with just that little sweep. And then it went in the direction that I could see it was about to go into. I jumped back in somewhere in here, and then that was the last trade I took, and I closed out everything last night. So, um, 1 through the 4 hours, lighting up green. That's kind of decent. Reclaiming back inside of this trend break right here. That's kind of decent as well. pretty decent. Looks like we had a bearish absorption take place right here under this candle right here. We had this indecision. See the volume spike. Um, you can see from the volume spike right here. And because this candle closed in this fashion, that means that bulls were able to absorb um, the bearish pressure. You get that pop up there. So it could be very favorable to look at a long. Could be. I don't want this to get in my way though. If I need to bring it back up, I will. But you definitely don't want to long right here because again, you'd be longer into resistance, and we don't long resistance. We long support. So do need to see a little bit of a pullback there. Oil has been holding up rather well. We've covered this here on oil, but oil is at support down here. We'll see if it does want to continue to hold the low in here, and if we're going to start to change a little structure in here off of the 4-hour time frame. But this trend line right here is again the point in which oil broke out back over here. So this is the trend line for where oil gets to break out to the upside here. Do still have this gap in here, so do continue to look at that 66.93. I've shared this now for a week already, as I think I added these two here on Monday of last week. So before adding those, we were just waiting on price action to come into this trend line right here. But if we do end up breaking below this trend line, which is something that I have not really been anticipating, but I did wanted to add two more little levels in here when I added that last week. So 66.93 would be the first place to really look at. That'll fill the gap, and then that's the next shelf of support in here for oil. Anything stand out this year? I don't know what kind of noise I have going on. Oh yeah, we've been hitting a little wall of resistance right here on oil. So no strong breakout has taken place yet. It's basically been putting in bearish divergence, as you can see here on oil. You can see how we're putting in the lower lows here, and this trend line here is rising where we're putting in the higher highs. At some point it will break this, and then we'll see oil do get the pop out. At the moment it's been reject. It hasn't been working out because we've been putting in the bearish divergence at the highs. Bullish. You had bullish divergence here at the lows. So yeah, once we can get above the mean, that's when you're actually going to see oil break out. And the mean right now, let's see what that's sitting at. All right, that's sitting at 71.26. So a clean break above here. And as you can see, we have not had a clean break above here throughout this move down. It had a failed attempt right here, but we haven't had a clean break above the mean. Rejection there as well. So a clean break above that 71.26. We can just push it up to 71.50. That could get us into the next level. Of course, change a little structure in here, hitting that 75.26, and we'll see where we go from there. If we did anything, I would be looking for us to back test this breakdown here. And that's what we got going on with oil at the moment. I saw a spike up on here. I was like, what in the world happened right in here? Remember we was looking for on Friday we was looking for SPY to drop back in here and test this trend line. And after market close, I happened to look back at it and I was like, what are these two? What is this? Like I missed all of this right here, this action. Like, what is this? So we're waiting on this trend line right here to be tapped. We had the bullish divergence underneath here on the SPY. So we're starting out with this little gap up right here at 736 already for SPY. I just don't know what this tweezer bottom situation was that happened right here. I don't know if something was said or what the dilly was, but you can see the bull div in here. So you got the bullet, got the lower low high or low, just like we had over here when we came into the trend line. But honey, that them 2 wicks right there would have got me. They would have gotten me. We could be looking to fill in this gap right here. What else is in this chart? Yeah, we were putting in the bear dips across here, just like we were putting in the bear dips across here. I forgot to mention that. I did notice that too. So how we started out putting in the bear dips in here. So mean reversion to be the same situation that we would need to see in here on SPY as well. And let me just see what that exactly looks like here for SPY. Okay, so I mean, yes, it's already sniffing at that 737.41. But I tell you right now, the main thing that we really need to get above is probably going to be the 740. So if we want to see SPY start to pick up some strength and possibly, no, I wouldn't go. I don't know if I want to take it that far. But SPY would really start to pick up some strength, pushing through 740. Yeah, the ability to push through 740 would pick up some strength here um, for SPY. Can do something very similar again, so like we did right here. It looks it's a carbon copy of this section over here. It's a good looking 15-minute time frame right now. Get rid of this. Check one more thing. Oh yeah, selling pressure is gonna cool off even more once market opens. At least it looks that way. It looks like we could see more cool off on the selling pressure. I mean, we do have the gap up right here. We probably push up a little bit higher. Um, and this first things first is gonna be this gap fill in here. Um, mm, we might get a lot more out of SPY today, to be honest with you, which means we could end up getting more out of Bitcoin today to the upside. To the upside, that is something to be aware of. Let me check one more chart in here. Let's see what SpaceX is doing. I have to drop down to a 1 hour on SpaceX. So it's been holding the low in here. That's really good. Been holding the low of where it hit market. This could also be something ending. Make sure that's not absolutely sloppy. Sloppy puppy. Just a little bit of a cleanup. Mm. Looks like it's been rejecting this little red one. Let me make sure the red one is right there. Yeah, it's been rejecting from right here. But this thing looks like it's. I mean, this is the first MACD cross since back here. You see that? From this time frame right here. Let me get rid of this blue VWAP. You see, this is the last time we got a MACD positive cross, and we have a MACD positive cross taking place right now here on SpaceX. So could be seeing some sort of a nice move out of SpaceX today. Maybe we look back at this. Maybe we look back to right here for now. But this actually, you know what? I would really want to go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I like that. Man, that is the first MACD cross though. You can see it right here. Actually, you can't see it right there. I'm gonna change this real quick. Give me just a second um, to fix that because that's not the right source. And the reason why I'm hiding it from you is because I don't want anybody to copy the BS that I'm doing over here. Um, put it back on the proper source. All right, my corruption has been corrected. You see where we got the MACD bearish cross down right there. And like I said, this is the first MACD. You can see how the MACD is above the trend line right here, above the zero line. Above the zero line. That's the first time right here in a long time. I guess you can say it's a long time because really all you have to go on right now, the best source is going to be the lower time frame. This is a 1 hour time frame, so that's pretty good. Nice little pop out looking to happen here on SpaceX. Let's go, Spacey. I like that. Like to see it get above Delta for sure. But that is the MACD. Let me take away Delta real quick. So you can see it's the first time MACD's crossed above the zero line since back here. Crossed the zero line period since back there. So yeah. I think I'm gonna take a quick little scalp short on Biddy. I don't have a position open, so oof. No, you know what? The 4 hour is starting to look really, really good on Bitcoin with this little squeeze in here. I'm gonna take a chance though, and just keep it smaller since market's not open yet. But I like SpaceX. Uh, I'm just looking at the fact that we're hitting the resistance again right through here. It still has a pretty decent RSI right here, but we are hitting a little bit of resistance in here. So I'm just taking a little bit of a chance, in here. It's ill advised. It's ill advised because we are lighting up like a pine tree right now. Hmm. Anybody catch the long from this particular day right here? On this particular day, I had you looking at the interest of the 786, but the 786 wasn't here that day. It was up a little bit. Um, I think we were looking at, yeah, it was coming from here. Let me fix this. So we're looking at this entry right here into this 786. After the stream ended, I ended up plotting the channel in here and then seeing that it could get the bounce from here. But I did take that long, which I got stopped out of yesterday. Actually didn't enter it, not even from the setup that we were looking at here on stream on Friday. I ended up entering it as soon as we crossed back above this threshold right here. I ended up taking a long position. So I got stopped out last night, which at that point I started to re-examine uh, long entries. But I hope that you managed to get in. Even if it was here, you did good. Because remember on Friday, I said I would rather get in down here as opposed to up here because at least I have an invalidation. So if price did drop down here, I know, if we take out this low, then I'm invalidated. I can't really invalidate anything from up here. But we did try a little scalp long right here. We did take a scalp long right here, and I said, watch out for this area to this area right here on stream. I said, look out for this area right here to pose as some sort of resistance. So got that little scalp in right there. And then afterwards, we got the entry that I was looking at here into that 786. But a clean bounce off of that channel low, off of the channel low right here was a clean bounce. It's very interesting. And then I ended up dragging the fib all the way down to the low. So barely in profits right now with the little short that I just opened, but up a little bit nonetheless. Um, we've been waiting on this 4 hour to just really, juice things up, and it hasn't done it yet. But this is the first time we've got this squeeze on the 4 hour today too. Today is the first time that we've gotten this lower volatility range, so we can see. Again, I think we can see that reaction out of Bitcoin today. It's false move Monday, you know. You know how false moves Monday go. Let me go back to this 4 hour. Look, I mean, you can see the low volatility right here, as opposed to how we were stepping down. You can also see it from the pattern that I drew right here. So let me just turn this on. Probably right in between that. Nope, not quite. So volatility is all the way up here. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. I think it's the fact that we keep hammering at this top. We keep hammering at that value area low, that we might just break that today and then pump our way up into the next resistance level. Possibly taking out this high right here is what I think is going to happen. We're going to end up taking out this high right here, and we'll push into here somewhere. Maybe underneath these prior lows right here. That might end up being the circumstance for today. So that is something to be aware of. I don't really see a good way of drawing out like a um ascending triangle. I don't see that just yet, but I know that we've been hitting that low and getting rejected. And the more you hit on something, you're eventually going to break it. So again, my bias is going to be to the upside today. Ugh, sorry, be to the upside today. This gap short right now. But just looking at SpaceX and looking at Spy, um, we could see a pop. Yeah, we could see a pop. So while I'm waiting on this good long entry with this scalp short, looking for a good long entry. I don't really know if I'm gonna get one. Right, up ever so slightly on the a little bit more here on the short, and it's very little. It's very little, but that's the short entry that I had took when I said, "Well, try a little scalpy scalp." That's the petty short. Um, but really, as long as we're holding this trend line right here, then we might continue to just look up. I'm trying to see how I could draw out because we do have higher lows. Keep that in mind. We have higher lows. Um, it's probably about the closest I could come to something symmetrical would be this right here. Let me just put a regular line in here. Yeah, it's about as close as I can come to it. I'm gonna fix this line right here though, because looks like I might be cutting off that head a little bit. No, I guess I was okay. Just kind of looked like I was cutting something off. Okay. Hmm. See what's happening with your five. I'm gonna get rid of this. Uh, yeah, get rid of this for now. Should I just hide it? So I don't know if I end up needing it. And do bear in mind that this is drawn off of a different time frame. So um, expect it to look different because I don't cut through candles, not through bodies. I don't cut through bodies. Mhm. Yeah, this is the petty of petty moves. Mm. I'm really hoping that we could at least pull back into here for the long entry, but ugh, I do not wanna move away from resistance to take a long. And that's not a big move. That's not a move. That's not a big move at all. If you were doing that, we're only doing a point 50, and if we manage to get this, they're not even doing a 1% move. So I'm not asking for a lot. Oh, I'm gonna leave that one in here. Oh, sorry for the yawning. I don't know how true this is gonna stand right here. I know that I was looking at an ask wall on Friday, around 61,500 and up to 62,000 there. And then down below here, which we haven't come into, but cumulative loan liquidations is going to be down here at 57,200 all the way down to 56,500. And that is in the event that, and I have some notes in here. I don't have it on this chart right now. Let me see if I can't look back at what I was looking. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, that will only trigger if we felt the whole 58,000. Yeah, we felt the whole 58,000, and that would trigger possible cumulative loans down here around 57.2 to 56,500. And again, I'm not sure how accurate my update is right now, and I won't really know until Late information, honey. Late information. Um, just keep those numbers in mind. Let's see. Hyperliquid still holding up. Interesting. Get that. Just trying to clean some stuff up off of this chart. Yes. Let's see. So on Zcash, we still haven't managed to get above this down sloping trend line right here. Even if I move it, you'll notice that we did have a break in it right through here, but we chopped that line. We weren't able to get above it, and then we started to wedge in here, and we've now lost this potential support level that we had right here. So the support level right here has slipped away. Um, I am still waiting for what this is at Bitcoin. Um, got some bullish divergence here on this 4 hour time frame for Hyperliquid. And not Hyperliquid, but Zcash does have bullish divs down here. Maybe it needs to invalidate the bullish divergence first, and then we can see a pop up. Sometimes I notice that that happens where you'll have the bull divs, but it will never play out, and then it'll invalidate it, and then you'll get the move up. So that's something to look out for. I know I was watching for some sort of a cool off in here, and it indicates that it is going to get one. It just hasn't played out yet. So once we do get above this trend line right here, I will be looking to take a long position on Hyperliquid. Either that, or maybe my time is coming right now. Maybe my time is here now. I should focus on this right here. I don't want to front run it. I like this little inverse head and shoulder here on the RSI. I do like that. I like the swing fail right here at this low right through here. I hate to get ahead of this 4 hour time frame though. I really hate to get ahead of this 4 hour. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm being a little too fast right now. I can say that much. I'm being a little bit too fast, but I'm gonna take it. Take a little entry here on that. Actually, let me switch accounts and take it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this one today. I just entered a little long position on Zcash. I think I might be a little entering a little premature, but especially with market not being open, um, my stop loss is set for the low down here. That's my invalidation. Now I gotta hope it don't invalidate me. Now, of course, I would be targeting this high up here. I'm just gonna set it like this. Not exactly sure where I enter that. Uh, that's a lot on the risk side, and I get that, but I will be targeting. Actually, I need to push this up. Yeah, but it's Zcash. If it gets going, it'll keep going. Like this is just gonna be small fries. If it gets going, it will keep going. If it doesn't, then I'll reconsider it again later. Perhaps with a liquidity sweep or something. Let me see where we are Fibonacci wise. Yeah, we haven't even tapped into the golden pocket yet. So I might be a little premature. Like I said, I'll take a little L on it uh, if need be. Take a little L on it. I most certainly wouldn't be drawing it from here. Yeah, that's all under any sort of support whatsoever. But it is starting to get some exhaustion in the push down. Bears are still in control, but it is starting to get some exhaustion on the move down. So it's a little high risk to take it from here, especially with the golden pocket sitting down here. Let me see how I can minimize this L if I have to take it. Let me drop to a 1 hour real quick here. Let me see. can't move it for this low. It'll make it a little less brutal. Um, since strength came out of this low, I can move it for that. I do like the fact that it sorta, um, and I got the bullish divergence down here. I'm putting in a bear div right now. Yeah, I am putting in a bear div right now. Right across here, you can see a little bit of a bear div right here. A little swing fail right there. Despite the bull div right in here. So j- just for transparency, I am gonna move the stop a little bit here. Not a bad L if I don't move it. It's really not a bad L, just in case, because I don't know if I'm gonna take a L. You know what? I'll leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. Probably once I do move it, maybe it just takes out this point and it holds. I don't know, but it is relatively close to that golden pocket. Looks like we're getting a mean rejection here on the 1 hour. Just leave this thing on. So we are getting a mean rejection here on the 1 hour. I'm just gonna leave that ribbon on. And then 15 minute is red. Let me just see what this will look like if it did fail me. Mm. Anyway, this is the risk I'm taking. All right. I guess I'm gonna stick with these levels until they zones until they wear out. I think I shared with you that stress us out. Thank you. Answer that question. I appreciate you. Good, so hey, good morning, Why Crypto YT. How are you? I hope everything is going good with you. I really do. I've been using I think I shared this with you on Friday or something like that. I think I did, but I've been using this trend line right here looking for swing fails on, Hyperliquid, but I haven't taken any entries on it, so I just noticed that every time it drops down here towards, at least until it actually matches the same energy, I noticed that when it came down to it and bounced away from it, like, you woulda had to do it twice right here, but that's okay. It bounced away every time it dropped below it and curved back up, got a little bullish divergence right there. So it's not gonna be perfect, perfect, but every time it came into this trend line on the RSI, that it would bounce away from there. Once it reclaim anyway, break and reclaim pretty much. I haven't done anything for the upside. I'm not gonna do anything for the upside, but we have some maybe you could try that. I don't really see it. I don't see this was the highest point right here. And so the highest point looked like it was working. This was the highest. I'm just looking up here. Actually, let me put this right here. Yeah, let's see. Highest point in the move. And so you come up right here. Come up right here. Got bear div. Like I said, not gonna be perfect. Not gonna be perfect. And you're above it now, so we'll see. I'm not looking to short Hyperliquid. I'm not looking to long Hyperliquid right now either. I haven't liked the anyway, nothing. Okay, I'm glad to know you're doing good, or crypto. Always happy to see you. Always. I didn't see you on Friday. So I let you know I'll be looking for you. I've grown attached to you. Actually, let's see. Uh-oh. I want to see if there was anything to that. Maybe, maybe not. We need to. We'll see. Uh, Get that candle right there. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make before market opens, but look at that candle. Check something out. Actually, hmm. I just wanted to check on Hyperliquid inflows versus outflows. There seems to be more inflows than anything for Hyperliquid. Excuse me. Let's see with that little, um, that's a gravestone, correct? Gravestone, uh, doji candle right there. Oh, that other thing in here, which I'm not paying attention to this thing, to be honest with you, because, I can't trade it either way it goes. I just wanted to see how it was doing, see if people are still interested in it. I do see that it did bounce up. It's one of the pivot levels right here. This was supposed to have been that value area low right here. Uh, I don't know how I really feel about it, to keep it real with you. So I'm gonna delete this one, uh, and just stick with the pivot points. Um, but it seems to be doing all right there. Uh, oh Lord. Bitcoin trying to give us a little bit more. We're about to come into our trend line on Bitcoin, so I'm gonna flip back over there on that. Again, if you're taking this with me, be careful because we didn't even touch the golden podcast. Like I said, I'm probably a little premature. I'm probably a little premature. I will give up the ghost a little bit right here and see what happens. I'm gonna re-enter on Hyperliquid though. I mean, I'm not Hyperliquid, but Zcash. I'm gonna re-enter on Zcash if for some reason I do get stopped out. Um, Yeah, for some reason, I do get stopped out. I do plan to re-enter. I take my money first, but uh, we'll re-enter. Oof, blood in these streets, baby. Blood in these streets. Let me check on Ave. See, Ave did get pushed back. We're looking for entry on Ave. I'm gonna do that. Let me just hide that. I thought I had a fib drawn out for Ave. If we're looking for, I'm gonna put it on the 4 hour. We move up more since then. Yeah, it did. So remember, remember I was looking for us to get into here on wave 5, but this thing pushed up even higher. So looking for a long entry, but it looks like I gotta raise this up now. I might not even get that long entry. I just wish I hadn't have got stopped out of it, but that's why that's why well, I'm just gonna I don't like all of this. I'm just gonna delete it. I know what I was doing here, actually. Unlock, 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 unlock. What's in here? Got some zones in here. Yeah, that's old stuff. What I got in here? I don't know. Get rid of that too. You know what? I'm just gonna get rid of everything. Get rid of everything except for my 2 rays. Actually, get rid of all of this. Delete it. And see what this was about. Yeah, get rid of all of that. Yes. What is this about? I don't know. Why can't I see these? This is why I ended up um, exiting my long position in here, and what I speculated as a wave forward was because of this trend line right here. I was like, if we break that, then maybe uh, this would be too far back. Might be doing a 382 bounce. Nope, not even a 382 just yet. And if I 58, 250. I think I'm gonna end up having to wait on something like this to break. I'm just gonna keep rising it. 50% retracement bounce there for Ave. As long as it's doing those shallow retracements, and I probably won't get dang the entry that I wanted. The speculation for Ave is that this is going to end up being a wave one on a larger time frame like this one. We get a pullback for a wave two, and then we can ride this all the way up for five waves to the upside. But so far, uh, no, actually, nothing just yet. No, let's see. Might be our topping spot. Might top out right here. Let me fix this line. Oh, good Lord. Why is this being so difficult? Oh boy. Okay. Oh, looks like I have to move it. You never know until you actually zoom out. Uh-oh. Jeez. There we go. Oof. That was some work. Forgive me. That might be our topping spot right there for Ave. That's a nice pop for Ave. And it's almost there. I think that's all I've been watching on the altcoins. Basically been that. Hype, Zcash, Aave, the V's. I haven't looked at that in a minute. And I actually was using a different time frame on the V's. So let me put this back. Put it on Zcash for now since my money is in Zcash. I think I've been using, look at that. V's is going accordingly. It is going accordingly. If you've been following along, we had got our second break below, lower low, lower highs, trend change. We ended up dropping below the midpoint of the range in here. Again, still early, but like I said, now that we're below it, we've already seen an attempt at it right there. It could take some time for it to come all the way down here. The structure definitely. Okay, we get more of a push down on Bitcoin. I'm gonna jump back on Bitcoin with a little short scalp. It just hit the golden pocket. We'll take a little something out of it while we're here. Ain't gonna be much, but I took some out. But speculating that it will at some point make its way all the way down here at the bottom side of this channel here for the triple V's. The Bitcoin just tapped the golden pocket. We can't go lower than, I actually wanna see it hold the golden pocket if it's gonna get bullish right here. If it goes below that, then, I mean, it would have to be a wick here into the 786 and an immediate bounce away. Trend line at the lows would be adjusted, but otherwise, maybe we end up coming back down here somewhere. Not that it's a must that we come down here to the 786. I do still favor some upside today, but thank goodness we did. Short resistance, um, and not make the decision on feelings because the market isn't open yet. Stop loss break even. Yeah, if it did, my bad for how I had that drawn out. If it does lose this golden pocket, then it has no choice but to do a quick bounce away from the 786. Otherwise, we can look lower and I just drag this down. But right now, this is a mean retest. Right now, a mean retest at the golden pocket. Mean retest could be a could offer a strong bounce, but so far, I gotta see the reaction. I don't understand how the 15-minute is retesting the mean as well as the 1 hour supposedly retesting the mean as well, and it is. It is. Oh, look at our little wickety wicks up here at the top. Hello, boy KO. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. And I always say that because we took the little short. I don't know if we did. I took the little short scalp entry right here. Um, I'm feeling a little bit more bias is long for the most part though. If what I see on SPY and what I see on SpaceX is going to be bullish, and we could see a stronger move up today. Been waiting on this 4 hour to play out too, so I'm keeping that 4 hour in mind. It hasn't played out yet, but we have lower volatility right now on the 4 hour, so that could work. I'm being hesitant about taking a long entry right now. I know I said right here probably be a good spot, but I'm being really hesitant about taking it right now. So forgive me. look at this 1 minute. So the 1 minute RSIs. Quite crappy. It's a nice step. All right, here we go with that chance if it's gonna bounce away from this 786 right here. Will it do it? It's still a 1 minute time frame. All right. Looks like we're coming up out of that hole. Okay. I better wait for this candle to close. You know what? No sense to me playing around with the 1 minute time frame. And just say throw that out there. I don't want to play around with the 1 minute. I hate to zoom out this low and rely on anything that happens on a 1 minute time frame, even if it does bounce back up here a little bit. Those wicks off of that 1 hour time frame more relevant to me than the fact that we're crossing a momentum threshold here on the 1 minute time frame. It could be that we come back in here and back test that trend line, possible, and then get a continued rejection down based on the 1 hour. I'm gonna stick with that. I think that that's more important than let me lock this in here and focusing on the 1 minute time frame. Uh, yeah, I just prefer something a little bit more solid. Um, so I'm thinking about these two top and tail candles in here. Um, let's see. If something changes on this higher time frame, then I'll do it. Well, I'm not gonna make any decisions to enter. Is this the right? Stop loss is already at break even. I adjusted the hyperliquid trend line as well, just so you know. Because I was trying to see if it was gonna try to push higher, but with that, gravestone candle right there, that was pretty solid, so I just made it into, like, a rising wedge structure over here and take the measured move and then look for a move down on it. Um, if Bitcoin would have to agree, Bitcoin would have to lead the charge. That would send us well, technically, it would send us back down here to take out the low if that were to happen. Um, but Bitcoin would have to make that decision. Little 1 minute relief bounce because we were in the pits. I just want to see if it's going to reject right here, if it's going to reclaim back inside this trend line. If it reclaims back inside this trend line, I'll just be late, but I'll still be at the party. And just so you can see what that looked like on that 1 minute. I'm just not going to play the 1 minute though. I can see it. Had a squeeze in here too, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to trust the 1 minute. This is where all of our moving averages were collected together, which is why I said we either have to hold the golden pocket or we wick into 786 and we have to hold the wick. We have to bounce from that immediately. Otherwise, it puts us under everything. Um, so it's gonna read right now like we got to bounce off of the mean reversion. But again, that implies we have to reclaim back inside of here. So we have to flip this back into support level right here, and then we can look to continue up. I don't like it right now. I don't like those 1 hour candles, but I have already paid myself and moved my stop loss break even. All right. Do we have any um, macro data today? Calendar. We don't have anything today. We have jolts on Tuesday. We have Warsh speaking on Wednesday. We have ISM on Wednesday as well. Unemployment on Thursday. Huh. If the market's going to get persuaded up today, and they're just getting ahead of the Fed chair meeting on Wednesday. Hmm. Yeah, buddy. Ugh. All right, I'm about to get stopped out of the trade. It actually didn't hit me that time. It did not hit the entry, which is exactly on that trend line, and see how close that call is. This was the momentum that sucked us down is where it got rejected from, but it's probably still gonna come in, so probably still gonna do this crazy stuff. That's just showing where it didn't, you know, it still didn't take it out. Again, that entry is right down that trend line. It's so close, so close. Might get they gonna get me. They gonna get me. We back inside the trend now. Mm, interesting. Well, can already say that it doesn't respect this line. Um, Man, wouldn't it be something to almost get stopped out and not get stopped out, and then it came? Yeah, I don't know that that's gonna happen though. Not the way they just popped that candle up there. It has some good volume behind it too. No, 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 no. Yes, it did. Yeah, on the 1 minute, it has some good volume behind it. Mm, this is crazy. I like that candle. Can we close like that and get a little bit more down? Very good. I wasn't counting on it, but I'll take it. Hmm. Let's see what that did. And just an FYI, SpaceX is above this trend line right here. It just did a little small little back test right there. It's still very slow in here right now. Tech sector is down today. SanDisk down 10%, Micron down 6%, nearly 7%. Nvidia just under 2% down today. Amazon is up 250 and Microsoft is up 571. Apple 5.71%. Apple's up 3.14%. But tech sector as a whole is down today. Interesting. I do want to see how Amazon is doing. I know we were looking at the Amazon loan, and I was saying to you that Amazon started selling off before everything else did. It was showing that it could get some relief in here. Let me just see what Amazon is doing. I should have taken that SpaceX chance. Yeah, Amazon is doing good. We were looking at the loan on Amazon. We said the trend line right. Oh, I did adjust the trend line. Let me just tell you, I did adjust the trend line. I adjusted it to the it was on these wicks. It was through these wicks before. I adjusted it to the what was the time frame that was showing the bullish divergence the most? I think it was this 4 hour. Was it a 4 hour or was it 24 hour? Yeah, I adjusted it to you can see how I adjusted it to the 24 hour. I adjusted it to the 24 hour bullish divergence. We was looking at the bull div. So I adjusted it to that, but we were watching this trend line right here, looking for the bounce up on Amazon. And so far, so good. Like I said, Amazon has sold off earlier than the rest of the market at the highs. And so we have come, we're almost back to tapping into the top side of this trend line right here, which is a decent move for Amazon. And I don't know why I did all that. Then I'm gonna go back to the 24 hour and be like, I gotta shrink it. See, we getting a nice push down on Biddy. Biddy. Look at that rejection. That almost got me. It almost got me. The 786 now. See if I'm gonna have to adjust this fib. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Which one of these was the highest? 65195. Set it right there for now. If we take out that low, then we will have hopefully it'll close below it. We didn't close below it. Did we? Did we? Yeah, we did. Made me think about Tombstone when I said it. You ain't no Daisy. You ain't no Daisy at all. I love that movie. I love that movie. Tombstone. All right. Let's see how that is affecting everything else. 1 minute got bullish divergence. I hate to look at the 1 minute. I'm so sorry. I hate going back to look at this 1 minute time frame. It does have some bullish diversion. I just figured I'd bring it up in case you like trading the 1 minute. I don't. Got some bullish div. I'm trying to stick to the bias of the 1 hour. 17 minutes on that 1 hour candle. Let's take a look at I hate to move away from Bitcoin. Um, since we do have some stuff that's down today. I want to see what MU is looking like. I thought I pushed it up. Okay, yeah, I did. It's right here. All right. That's cute, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it's cute. It's there. What do we suppose this is? Make sure that line is right. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Uh, what you doing here, MU? Let me see if we got any new filings on MU. See what's happening with it, guys. No, I don't see anything new. The last thing we had is that one that was filed on the 26th. Today's the 29th. It might actually show up today. The form today would be the day because that was a what, a Friday? 26th of Friday. No, yeah, it was a Friday. Since it was a Friday, um, and I'm pretty sure they weren't able to go in there and file anything over the weekend. We'll end up seeing that Form 4 filed today. The sale on Micron, which was how much is it? I don't think it was a lot. Oh, it was a lot. It's 40,000 shares to be sold on Micron. 40, yeah, 40,000. That's a lot of money. This was that. Make sure y'all seeing that. Yeah, this is that 40,000 shares right here. It's a lot. That's a lot of money. Dang. And they got a lot. They got a lot. Number my number of shares for units to be sold. 40,000 is a lot. So bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah, we got that gap taken care of. Got the bounce off of the trend line right here on earnings day. Got the gap filled. The double top, sweep of liquidity right there. We're doing what looks bullish right here, but does it fall out of the bottom? Does it fall out of the bottom? What we're gonna have to find out. That's what we're gonna have to find out. This is just a 1 hour time frame. Don't see anything worth noting. Nothing worth noting. 24 hour, nothing worth noting. Uh, this isn't going to be up to date. Worth noting. Yeah, buying pressure is slowing down on the weekly time frame. We're just still not getting there just yet. That's 40,000 shares. Ew, ew. I would love for it to come out of the $1,000 range. And again, if we were to come down this time and actually break this trend line, I'm gonna have to start looking lower. I think at one point we was looking at a mean reversion at 951. I believe that was based on a 24-hour time frame. I do believe. Yeah. It was based on the 24-hour time frame. You can see we've broken momentum in here. And we got that last little pop to the upside with the bear divs through here on it with the consistency and the bear. Actually, let me just draw a line on that. That was when we got that initial little bounce up right there off of that trend line. Now it seems like we're breaking it. We're looking for the mean reversion was supposed to be at 951. Let's see if that's changed. We're below the orange one now. No, we're not. We're not below the orange one. Okay, so we're still not balanced. Still not balanced. It's right here. Mean reversion is now sitting in here at the golden pocket, which we've already bounced away from. I'm still gonna lean on this trend line right here and this gap fill. Let's just see if, I mean, the intent to sell is just still the intent to sell. They have 2 days, or if I mean, we'll see. We'll see. No, no, no. Hold on. Am I kidding myself? So we'll see. I'm gonna change this number since that has changed. I'm just gonna say 998. Put 988 in there. I'm gonna change this one now. Uh, no, we've already done that part. I'm gonna change this to 95. Although it can still attempt to bounce off of here, but this is so spacious. This is so spacious. Uh, Micron is not something that I'm looking too short, but there's nothing wrong with calling some of these highs in here and the rollover for potential long entry. But we far from any long entry I would be interested in taking off of MU, but it is down quite a bit today. So I just updated that part. Put it back over here on this one. A breakout could be legit on a more bullish side if you're more bullish on Micron, which most people are, but I don't like the sale of 50,000 shares. Was that what we read? 40,000. I don't like the sale of 40,000 shares. I don't like the way that sounds. And that's just me. So MU is down today. Who else was down really heavy? Down six. SanDisk. SanDisk. I need to move that up. It's so strong. SanDisk, 2-week bearish momentum break. We already broke that. Possible 4-day incoming or continuation to the downside. Insiders selling like crap. Monitor 12-hour was the last thing I said. So let me look at 12-hour as I'm looking for the same situation, which let's just see how it does. It broke the mean every other time through here. I would look at it the same way I looked at MU, look for it to at least bounce off of the trend line first. And then we have the secondary down here around 1833. Look at this red mess over here, boy. Just look at it. Look at it. I didn't put any lines in here on the 12-hour, but I told myself to watch it. Mostly everything is here. Um, it was a 2-week. We did see that break from. Yeah, so I would, oh yeah, 4-day, possible 4-day income. And that was the note that I made, the possible 4-day income. I was about to say, like, why I didn't look at the 4-hour then, but I did look at the 4-hour. I think this was basically what we were looking at the last time was just this right here. But momentum line is actually, I mean, from this squeeze that we got up here, the math don't math. So for now, I would just look for a back test of that trend line. Make sure that's the first one. Yeah. For now, I would look for that. This is something I'm never gonna own. Just not gonna pay that kind of price for it. I'm putting in more bullish divergence on that 1 minute for Bitcoin, but I don't trust it. Um, 12% down is what we're at. No, 10% down, almost 11% down on SanDisk. Yeah, tech sector getting it today. Tech sector is down. You see right here, 8.73%. Retail, I've been wanting to open some positions on retail, but still haven't got in. Check on Home Depot while I'm speaking on it. Where I put it at. My let me just type it. Again, we missed the Home Depot. I hate to come back and look at it because we saw it down here, and I said I'm being petty as crap. I wanted to come right here. We missed the Home Depot. Oh Lord. Hold on, let me go to 24. Yep, that's what I said. I said I wanted to tap this trend line right here. But we've already, I mean, every time I look back over here at it, it's like that's what you get. All right, we can find another one. Um, something I won't be. Let me see what MicroStrategy is doing. We're talking about MicroStrategy, possibly heading into this 75 because we lost the 105. That was the biggest deal right there to hold that 105. And then if it wasn't 105 and then we didn't hold that trend line, then everything else sits down in here. Could actually continue down. I don't have support in here, but I can see what it's holding on to. it wasn't something that I was looking at, so I don't want to claim it was something I was looking at. It definitely wasn't something that I was looking at. See the gap fill in here. It did a gap fill. Who's scared to take a long on strategy? It did a perfect gap fill. Hold on now. Yeah, hold on. Get up there. Look at that. Look at that perfect little gap fill. Now I can be petty again and say it has to come to 75. Uh, that's a decent reaction. I got my eyes on Bitcoin. Um, I do this. Right. Hmm. Selling pressure could be cooling off. I don't know if I can do this before market opens, but I'm gonna actually can. I just do it on Weber. 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 Little bullish diversion playing out on that 1 minute time frame right now. Guess we're gonna have to say that it reclaimed right here. I'm gonna take a chance on Strat. It's not gonna be painful, I promise you. Um, and trust me, I'm so scared to do it too. Since everybody hates it, I'm probably scared of it. We'll do it. That thing Strat gonna break up. Has a chance. Make sure this is still a 2 hour time here. I didn't get filled yet, so limit order. Oh, I got filled. I got filled. Send it down. Send it down. Send it down. Send it down. Um, that was my chance to take a little bit more out of the Short. I missed it. Looking at everything else. Dang, mm, that was my chance. I just ruined it. I have no clue what Bitcoin is doing with this crazy volatility stuff right here. I have no idea. That's why I was out of all trades last night. It was like I didn't want to play around. Look at this. I didn't want to play around with this. Like it's nice. Definitely make some money. It's better than nothing, but dang it, I missed it. I saw strategy getting ready to get that pop, and I think that's what triggered it. But I did get into strategy. I saw Strat getting ready to break out too when I went on Webull and I saw the Webull chart. It was like, yeah. And I jumped into strategy. See that, right? I got stopped out of Bitcoin, but I'm making some money on strategy. Dang. Stopped out of Bitcoin, but I am making it up on strategy. All right, that's good. At least I'm making it somewhere. Making it up on Strat. Stopped out of Bitcoin. Dang. Well, thank goodness I did look at strategy. Thank goodness, because I would be in nothing right now. And now I'm in strategy. Ooh, it's crazy how I looked at that Bitcoin chart and I was like, dang, that was my opportunity to take that money, take some more out of that trade. Let's see what that's doing for Zcash. Okay, that's putting us in some profits on Zec if you did take that risky crap. Hyperliquid is not looking to break down right now, so we can forget about that. I just shared that with you. That's the Zcash. It ain't doing much compared to Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is a this doesn't look like it's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna slide it over just in case, which means I would need to prepare myself to take some money from strategy. Well, that's getting closed down. Oh, good lord. And then let me see what that did for SpaceX then. The SpaceX pop. It moving slow. But thank goodness, caught strategy. MSTR. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I might need to take that little money and run. Well, strategy, give it back up. I think this is our 4 hour plan out, guys. You know, I said that 4 hour hadn't gave us that move just yet. We got the breakout here on the 4 hour. Dang, I should have been more diligent looking over here. Um, it's gone. I think I've missed the boat. I think I missed the boat on Bitcoin. I'm so sorry. I started to get greedy on that short, and that was my problem. Even though I said I would be bullish today, we've been waiting on this 4 hour to play out. I've been waiting on this to to give it up. Let me see. And this was the first squeeze we got since back here. Just chop, 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 chop. Squeeze. Okay, so it's gonna take us back to, hold on, where is it at? We got the ask walls that are up here again. That's at 61,562, and I think this is still valid. I honestly won't be able to tell you guys because I have to wait on um getting some late data from this page I'm paying for. They're gonna have to do better if they're gonna keep getting my money every month. Dang. It's freaking 1 minute. It's kept putting in this bull deal down here. I don't trust white men. I don't trust 1 minute. I don't trust it not a little, not even a little bit. Nice MACD cross on the 1 hour. Still below delta, but a nice cross nonetheless. I do see the variatives on the MACD on the 15-minute time frame, but it is lingering around the midpoint. As far as the value area low is concerned, we did just break back above it here. That's pretty decent, reclaimed back inside of this little flagging situation we had going on here on the RSI. Can we hold this is the question. I think Strat is going to continue up today also. Thank goodness I didn't get petty. At least I did not get petty and wait on that 75. So I'll pat myself on the back for that because I know I can avoid entering a trade um, if I really want to. But I am in profit on strategy, not Bitcoin, but strategy. And it's starting to pull back a little bit in here too. But big ups to anybody who caught that strat with me. And I think I'm gonna have to get out of here. It's 8 o'clock. I do see continuation up for strategy. Hopefully that plays out. I think that I was feeding off of a 2 hour time frame, I do believe. tell you the truth. I can't tell you right now what chart time frame I'm on. I usually go for a 2 hour. Look at it on. Yeah, it's a 2 hour. I look at Webull. I usually opt for a 2 hour. For some reason, I'm drawn to a 2 hour. The 5% up. Dang, ain't nothing compared. I'm not gonna FOMO this candle. Nice volume on this candle, might I add. Some nice volume. I'm gonna drop VWAP on that one. Nice volume. You can see where most of your trading is coming from. As soon as we got above here, most of your traders jumped in right in here. So that's where you're trading at. Yep. As soon as we got above that. I think the 4 hour is just gone. We just crossed the mean reversion on the 4 hour time frame also. I feel like FOMOing in so bad. So bad. I feel like FOMOing in. I do got Zcash, which ain't doing nothing. Oh, it's doing better. It's doing better. So I'm not completely out. I can drop this now. I'm gonna have to drop it. I have to drop that now because we broke this. Otherwise, it was to look like that. So this part here has been broken. Doing good on Zach. Guess I should stop complaining. I love and appreciate you. I'm down to crypto TA. Today wasn't a complete waste. Did catch a scalp on Bitcoin. Did not get to take that second TP, unfortunately. Did take a long on Zcash. Very speculative. Because we, front run the golden pocket for one. And it's moving because Bitcoin is moving, and caught MicroStrategy on a long to the upside. So hey, not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. We do see a pullback. Probably look for a back test along the top side of the wicks in here. I'm gonna actually put this on the wicks and see how that's lining up with that volume right there. Pretty close into where the volume came in at for this candle. You can just drop a VWAP on that, and that's where your volume came in at. And that was actually what put us, I think, above that value area low also. I think that may have been what put us above that value area low. You can see how it's resting on that trend line now. So any pullback into here, you would expect for that to hold that support. That could be your back test long entry unless it just keeps pushing. I would keep my eyes on 51,500 and 62,000. I love you and drive safe. I would keep my eyes on that. It is your ask wall. As far as how I mapped it out on Friday, this is what it was. I don't know how much that has changed. I hate to give bad information. This is you can see where it comes in right here around this high here. Um, Probably by the time if it does that, and I'm not able to get into it, which again, it would have to pull back in order for me to jump into it. I'm satisfied with what I have right now. Have to look for a back test here on this breakout right here. I gotta see a back test on that. Hold that VWAP and then bounce away and bounce up. So 61.5, 62, and maybe you can, but you see this, if it takes this liquidity right here, possibly, I don't know, it would be doing more than taking that liquidity, right? It would actually be running through these ask walls. Okay, it would be running through these ask walls, and if something like that were to happen, I don't know. I like this top ask wall right here. Sounds weird saying it. Um, so make sure we get this all the way down. Oh, the 50 is good for me. Really like a something less than a 50. That's a tight stop. I know it is, but I don't know what your situation is. You don't know what mine's is. If something like that were to happen, and then the other option would be somewhere around about this trend line right here, if I had to guess. And this is based on if we see that 4-hour play out. Now, if I'm in the long, I'm not gonna even focus on this. I'm tell you the truth. I'm not gonna focus on this same way I lost sight when I took that little scalp short, same way I lost sight there. I'll likely lose sight here. So let me just slide this over. Adjust your stop to whatever your risk is, but I like the fact of liquidity being taken at this ask wall and then possibly up here to this trend line. I'm not going to go with the first one because you don't really take anything from the first ask wall at 61,500. Uh, Again, though, if I do enter into a long, it will be based on the back test right here uh, of this breakout if I get it. Otherwise, satisfied. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Let's see what Spacey is still looking like. Ugh, terrible. SPY. Still continuing with the move up here on SPY, which is beautiful. Focus on that one. Can't really see anything. I'll put it in 4. All right, that's all I got. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a blessed and wonderful day.